Well, all I've got to say is that James's granddad told me that it was a superstition thing, and James blowing that excuse wide open. No, it's because he's a cheapskate and he didn't want to buy new stickers. Oh, James. No, all joking aside, fantastic racing there. The KZ2s are on track now. James Glenister, Dan Gould and Lee Ward on the front row. Ashley Lewis, Alan Kenyon on row 2, Miles Murphy, Charlie Turner and Greg Caton on row 3, Bradley Barrett and Darren Allen on row 4, Ryan Cannon and Tom Longfield alongside Hannah Lang on row 5, Reese Ushijima and defending champion number 1 Joe Charlton on row 6, with Josh Price hopefully on row 7 after failing to start the pre-final. 15 minutes of KZ2 action. The pre-final was a barnstormer and a little bit physical as well. Anthony Jordan, how is your fitness plan going this weekend, sir?
Oh, it's excellent. Only one set of stairs. Now, words from this grid before the race starts. Joe Charlton, engine seized in the pre-final.
Oh, dear.
Complete engine rebuild.
Lovely.
4 red lights. Lights out. Away we go. One doesn't go. It's the 28 off the back. It's
and
Josh Price.
Again, that cart doesn't want to cooperate. And again, well, this time Dan Gould, Josh Price is going, but Dan Gould was slow away in the middle of the front row of the grid. Here we go, led by Lee Ward. Privateer number 7, Lee Ward on the Sony cart down to the long version of Stratford Corner. Are we all going to get round cleanly and safely? Yes, we are. It's Ward with Glenister hot on his heels, down to the gears into the Bruno chicane. And look for the back there, number 2, Ryan Cannon, and number 17, Tom Longfield. Oh dear, someone else has gone wrong. It was that was a Sony cart, that could have been Bradley Barrett, but Longfield and Cannon collided whilst running for second in the pre-final. They're down at the back, and there's a change for the lead. It's Glenister. Oh, that's a brave move from James Glenister. And the rush performance, number 4, Maranello cart. Kenyon, Lee Ward down to second. And then it looks like a second. Is that Alan Kenyon up into third position. So it's now Ward, Glenister, Kenyon, Greg Caton into fourth. Privateer driver of the Fullerton chassis, number 35. And everyone else, Ryan Cannon already up into sixth position. It was Bradley Barrett running wide. Josh Price, the ex-British touring car driver, is 14th. Reese Ushijima, the Japanese driver, he's based in America. He is 13th. And moving up, Charlie Turner slips back to 10th place in his KZ2 debut. It's only Charlie's second ever KZ2 race. So he's in the deep end, learning as he's going, but there goes the Fullerton of Greg Caton down Stratford Straight, hard on the anchors, down to the gears at Stratford Corner, but it is Glenister and Ward trying to pull away.
Yep, great stuff from these drivers at the moment. Comments on the section from Luke GT14. Are these shifter cuts?
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Yes, thank you.
Quickly answer that one.
That was really good. That was good. That's the best answer we can give all day. Yes, they are shifter carts. KZ2 125cc 6-speed gearbox carts. Top speeds, even on this short circuit at Shenington, over 100 miles an hour. Thank you very much.
Very quick.
Yes.
Eye-wateringly quick.
Yes.
Make sure you buy it.
Pant-wettingly quick.
Pant-wettingly quick. There we go. And on the track here, you can see the number 8 and the 2 battling away. And, oh, look at that. Number 1, Joe Charlton with a brand new rebuilt engine, up 9 positions in 6th place. What a start.
Oh, and that is Greg Caton out of the race. Is Fullerton is out, and he has decided to park there. Maybe have a little look at the scenery. So, early bath for Greg Caton, sadly.
Big shame there for that driver. So,
yep.
And was running well, actually, on here as well, because it's Greg Caton 35 in third place.
He was up into third place.
Are we sure he's there?
I'm pretty sure he's just running parked, Anthony. Unless there's, I'm pretty sure that he was parked. It's Joe Charlton who's the man on the move. And I might be stupid, but I'm not blind. Keelan Wendorf tunes in from the good old US of A. Can't wait to get back out there myself. Oh, here we go. Move at the hairpin. That's for second. Oh, Greg Caton, thumbs up. Yeah, he just wanted to show you again. Yep, it's definitely him.
Yep.
There he is, walking away. Sad to see a really good, strong performance change. Now, Ryan Cannon up into third place at the expense of Alan Kenyon's, the number 2 plate. The Andy Fairless Racing Jade Birrell ART cart is now into P3 rather. He's got some work to do, but he's got time, Anthony Jordan, to close up. Now, Joe Charlton, we were speculating earlier, before Joe Charlton retired, he wasn't going there, so his engine wasn't going well before it went pop in the pre-final.
Yeah.
That new rebuilt engine, fair play to Joe Charlton's team. Joe Charlton, the number one team, the defending champion, privateer driver, he is marching through the field.
He is indeed. He's making quick work of the entirety of the field there. Over 10 minutes to go, plus that one lap. They scream down the back straight here at Shenington into the Bruno chicane, and no position changes just there as of yet. I suspect, though, in these 10 minutes, we will see plenty more. There is your Charlton. Yeah, he's just behind the number 8 of Kenyon.
Alan Kenyon, yep. And I mean, Lee Ward started this race so well, initially led, but he's staying with James Glenister. So this battle you're watching on screen is taking place. The Meerkats are out again.
The Meerkats are back.
Yes, yep, there they are. Having a little look round with their iridium visors. Yeah. They're all watching this. I mean, it's great. They're all just peering over the thing. We've got viewers watching this from around the world. We've got drivers from around the world as well. Rhys Utajima is down in 12th place. He hasn't he's made a little bit of progress, but of course, you say that, he's a Formula 3 driver. He hasn't driven shifter carts at all before. I remember him racing an X30, but of course, these shifter carts are a whole different kettle of fish. Now, Joe Charlton, he is chasing down Ryan Cannon. This is great. Now, can we see these two drivers work together? They are in 3rd and 4th places. The gap to the race leader, James Glenister, is 3.6 seconds, and we have got plenty of time to go. Charlton comes out of Cafe Corner. Watch him down the Stratford Straight. Will he look to the inside? Yes, he does. Under braking, down through the gears. Bang, 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 bang. To first. Now, straight, bang, bang, bang. Up through the gears again. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Top gear. Up the runway straight. And again, now we're into the Bruno chicane, named after Bruno Ferrari, the late Bruno Ferrari. Out of there, onto the Hanger Straight. You can see Jasmine Taylor, ex-kart, well, she's still a kart racer. I think she just signed with the Billy Arbone development team for this year. She, again, driver, started out in IKR racing, non-licensed racing, then moved into Motorsport UK licensed racing, and signed with the Billy Arbone development team this year. Hopefully we'll see Jasmine in the British Championship before long. Her good friend Ella Stevens will be coming up shortly in junior. And Joe Charlton again, fastest lap.
I know, so I'm just going to have a quick look at the times to just see what the situation is in terms of how long this could potentially turn into a battle for the lead with Charlton.
You do that, and I'll look on the screen and I'll ooh and ah, but don't let me put you off.
Right, okay, so James Glenister at the moment, his last lap was a 45.4. Lee Ward's was a 45.6. Joe Charlton, 45.1. So 0.3 a lap faster each time. What is it this time around as it crossed the line? Exactly the same. 0.2 faster than the race leader. 0.5 faster than Lee Ward in 2nd place. So we're going to start to see some overtakes very soon.
0.3, 0.2, 4 equals quick maths.
Yes.
Everyday man on the block.
Please don't.
I won't.
7 minutes, 1 lap remaining.
There's a cue.
There's
the Henry shut up cue. And Joe Charlton, he's streaking away from Ryan Cannon. Great stuff. There's the number 9 kart going through your screen. Ashley Lewis in 5th position. Alan Kenyon is beginning to fade in the number 8 kart. Tom Longfield, who was so aggressive in the pre-final before he came to grief with Cannon, being a little bit more circumspect in this one. But oh my word, I cannot wait. Joe Charlton, bit between his teeth. And now, I wonder if we can summon the virtual championship, because Joe Charlton's on a mission to defend his title, but he's doing it after scoring virtually no points the pre-final. Can we summon the virtual championship? Thank you. See, Joe Charlton only 8th in the championship. Already, he's trailing James Glenister. So Joe Charlton has got to try and get past Lee Ward and then eat into Glenister's lead, and then it's game on. So, Joe Charlton fighting to defend his title. Every race counts. Double points in the finals, but every race does count towards your championship score. And Joe Charlton's already got his mulligan out of the way. One engine sees he needs to capitalise now, and he's just absolutely eating into Lee Ward's gap for 2nd place. Another fastest lap, you think, maybe?
Potentially.
Well, not fast lap. A 45.23, 0.3 quicker than Glenister, who currently leads the series. Now, Glenister can't improve his score at the moment at this stage. But Charlton, this is his favourite overtaking opportunity. Will he duck out under braking? Not this lap, but I mean 6.5 minutes minutes to go. We're already on lap number 12. This race easily going to go to 20 laps, Anthony.
Yeah, definitely so. You can just see there Joe fiddling with something down the side.
Yeah, Lee Ward. Well, that was to change it down to the gearbox, and Ward was all over the shop there. Lee Ward is about to be past 4 seconds.
Yeah, I suspect so. Charlton there really struggled to get past through the Bruno chicane. There was a slight mistake as well from Lee Ward. You could see the back end of the car stepping out as the planted that foot down on the go pedal, and the back end just stepped out, and Joe unfortunately just went straight into the back of him. Obviously no contact made, they're all still going and absolutely fine, but it just means that he's lost down quite a bit of time, and there the times show it. 45.7 from Joe Charlton that time around. It's much slower than James Glenister, who puts in actually a personal best time.
Yeah, so I mean Glenister is not easing up. I mean, he's running his own race. Charlton P2 now. So how long can Lee Ward hang on? My best guess, Anthony, is not too long. Charlton is absolutely on a mission, and if we can, the next time around, when Joe Charlton completes this lap, we can see the difference in points that it has made. Charlton making that one move, just keeping Glenister in sight. So there they go. Charlton up to second. Let's have a look at the championship points very quickly to see how much of a difference that has made. And again, so Charlton now to 7th. He is 22 points behind Glenister already. That's a lot. That is one retirement, you know, on a packed grid, 16 KZ2. They'll Longfield up the inside of Ashley Lewis, the number 9 kart. So Longfield is getting back towards Ryan Cannon. And you can see that Ryan Cannon in 3rd in the championship, despite that issue in the pre-final. At least he finished the race. That's the difference. He finished the race. It was down the order, whereas Charlton, I think, was the second driver out, down in 15th position. 4 minutes to go, 3.06 seconds the gap, Anthony, and already 3.2 seconds the gap. Already Charlton is a second ahead of Ward, but I mean, you can see just how difficult it is to overtake in this, and Joe Charlton is showing everybody why he's the number 1 plate. I mean, easily. Oh, I'm just going to say that was that could have been massive.
It could have been, wasn't it? That was Ashley Lewis there, right on the back of Ryan Cannon. It was just a little love tap.
Just missed his braking zone by about maybe 10 centimeters.
Yeah, that's all it takes. That's all it takes, especially at these speeds, because you know, that's, you know, in a cadet, you know, 40, 50 miles an hour or something like that, an inch from the ground, feels like a million miles an hour. These are going
literally a million miles an hour.
Million miles an hour at an inch from the ground, so it feels a lot faster. So just keep an eye on these three, because they are so close. They're not really battling those still, because they're trying to do the same as what the other cuts are doing. They're trying to gain on that, but because these are shifter cuts, it's a little bit different. As Longfield down the inside.
And I tell you what, Ashley Lewis wasn't prepared to give him that position, not by a long shot.
No, he wasn't.
And so, I mean, already Joe Charlton up from 15th to 2nd. I mean, if that's not a shout for a nomination to make the shortlist for the Vera Tours Driver of the Day, I don't know what is.
Well, it could be Team of the Day, because then a full engine rebuild after a pre-final engine seizure.
Mechanic of the Day.
Yes, exactly. I think that definitely worth something.
Which one's Joe Charlton's mechanic? He's the one lying in an oily heap at the end of this one, with his fingers bleeding after swapping an engine out, a complete engine rebuild within the space of about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well done, that man.
Yes, indeed. 2.5 minutes plus that 1 lap to go, and whoa, you know, you said he's closing, but it's still 3 seconds.
Yeah,
that gap.
you know, James. Well, here's a move. That's Miles Murphy on the outside.
Ooh.
In the number 6. Oh, and Murphy getting caught up there with one of the Rush Performance drivers. That looked like Dan Gould having a little nibble. We got the number 13 kart of Reese Ushijima in there as well in 10th place. Hannah Lang is 11th in the number 91 kart. So the sort of like bright green and white there. Lime green and white number 91 of MK Racing's Hannah Lang is there, just behind Reese Ushijima. Then it's Charlie Turner, the number 61 kart, who is running in 12th. Josh Price, ex-British touring car driver, is in the number 28 kart, is in 14th place behind Darren Allen, and Bradley Barrett is just behind this. So this is the good battle on circuit between, it's 8th place on back, no, it's 7th place on back. Alan Kenyon holding on for dear life. Now Kenyon started in the top 5, briefly featured in the top 3. Miles Murphy, that Demon Tweaks number 6 is coming through. There's a move a little bit ahead of them. That was Ashley Lewis going past Ryan Cannon, I believe. Tom Longfield, meanwhile, is up in the 4th place, Anthony.
Yeah, it's a great running from these drivers at the moment. So they're all swapping positions,
And
but...
I'll tell you what, Longfield fancies the podium.
It might do, indeed.
0.8 of a second behind Lee Ward. There's Longfield.
Yeah, oh yeah, look
through.
at that.
He's clear of Lewis and he's clear of Cannon.
So let's keep an eye on that gap as well. So Longfield with that pace last time around, oh yeah, half a second faster that lap than your man in third place.
Here's Miles Murphy on the outside again, and nope. And every time that Miles Murphy takes that wide line into the corner, Dan Gould shoves it at the inside, and it's almost an incident. But here is your race leader, 30 seconds to go. Well, Charlton's made a brief inroad, but I think Glenister has managed his tyres enough. So, of course, don't forget, Charlton would have had to use an awful lot of life out of those tyres, being so aggressive. Glenister, okay, so he had to make a couple of moves early on, but then he's sort of just been able to just, be a bit more circumspect with his pace. And, yeah, he's obviously very quick. So, James Glenister, 4th last year. He's a multiple race winner in this category, but never a champion. Early days yet, but Joe Charlton showing that he shall not go quietly into the night.
Oh, please don't. The timer strikes 0. Last lap board will be out this time for James Glenister. He has had a pretty much eventless race. It was a bit dramatic at the start, but broke away, held that start, got away, because then it all became a bit topsy-turvy, especially with Joe Charlton.
Joe Charlton, 2.5 seconds down, and of course, it's a psychological thing. They're going to come in, and Glenister knows that Charlton started stone last. And I mean, Glenister's not looking over his shoulder. He can't hear any of the peripheral, an engine in his rear sort of peripheral hearing. So he's focusing just on the front. Last time, into the Bruno chicane. However, when they come into the pits and he turns round and he sees Charlton in 2nd place, that's going to be, oh my word.
How did you do that?
How did you do that? And Joe Charlton will be sitting there just smiling.
Yeah.
Saying, that was all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay. That's all right.
Wasn't my best pace.
See you next time.
Yeah.
But here he comes, number 4, Rush Performance driver James Glenister takes the checkered flag and the win in KZ2. We call them the most spectacular and the fiercest class in British karting, and that is why. Joe Charlton, though, top gear from the rear, up into P2. They're flashing across the line. Great battle further back. It's Glenister from Charlton. Ireland's Lee Ward rounds out the top 3 ahead of Tom Longfield, Ashley Lewis, Scotland's Ryan Cannon in 6th, then it's Alan Kenyon, Dan Gould, Miles Murphy back in 9th place. There is Glenister just looking over his shoulder, and you can see they're rounding at the top 10. Rhys Ushijima, great drive from the American-Japanese driver, now racing in single-seaters. Good to see Rhys out in the British Championship. Hannah Lang finishes 11th. Charlie Turner is 12th. Josh Price, tough return at the Championship for the ex-British touring car driver, but at least he got round this one, finishes 13th. And Bradley Barrett and Darren Allen. Sadly, Greg Caton, the only driver who retired. Obviously, we're running a little bit behind schedule. We've got 3 races to go, ladies and gentlemen, but Anthony Jordan has hot-footed it down to the paddock, and he's going to try and get a quick word with our race winner before the IAMI cadet drivers go out in a short while. We will try and get a word with James Glenister. We've spoken to all the other winners. It's only fair that we try and get a word with James Glenister. I think Anthony Jordan has just about dived downstairs into the paddock, put his mask on, and he's got James Glenister with him now.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, now KZ2, they may be the fastest carts on the track, but they're the slowest to get out of the scrutineering bay. They are not even here yet, so we can't really talk to anyone. So I suspect I'm going to have to go for a walk. We can't be near the number 1s. We have to be in there. So hopefully, I think the cameraman will have to stay outside, but I can go inside. Now, here is the number 4, James Glenister. This is your race winner. Joe Charlton just behind as well. He's having a quick chat with the mechanic. I will jump in here. Hopefully you can have a quick word. James, can we have a quick word? Can I butt in there? Oh, what a race that was. I mean, it looked pretty controlled from our point of view.
It's definitely tiring. I don't think my fitness is quite up to it, but I think it was the same as the other guys, but the lead I managed to like back off a bit mid-race, to like save a bit of energy. I saw Joe was catching me bit by bit. I knew I had a big enough gap that he wouldn't be able to close it. So,
I mean, an excellent result for that one. A race win for the first final of the 2021 season. A great result.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent stuff. Spot on. I want to have a quick chat with Joe, just very quickly, because I know the cuts have made their way out on track. Joe, quick chat, very, very brief chat. Well, engine rebuild, what a result.
Yeah, can't complain. Needed that after the rest of the weekend. Yeah, it was a bit touch and go after the last heat, but yeah, we're all good now. Happy.
Excellent stuff. A great result, second place. Well done.
Thank you, Anthony.
Excellent. Well, great stuff from the KZ2. Back to you, Henry.